Hey guys,
Welcome back.
welcome back to the Bennett Brothers podcast.
Welcome.
Today we have some things to talk about, some stories to tell, and some topics for you.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry guys, we just thought, maybe if we looked gay in our intro, we would attract a bigger audience because the whole world has gone gay. That was my belief anyways. Right, Titus?
Yeah, to be honest.
Now,
So now you guys have to watch the rest of the video.
yeah, basically. Especially if you're gay.
To
and you
prove that
clicked
you're not
on
gay.
this. Let's redo it in a gayer way. Should we redo that?
No, I'm not fucking gay.
What's up, guys? Welcome
Welcome
back to
back.
the Bennett Brothers podcast.
Welcome.
Today we have a very important topic for you today. All right, let's do another intro. Ready? 3, 2, 1. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Bennett Brothers podcast. Now, you might be wondering, why in the world did you idiots just do 3 different intros? Well,
Because we can!
Because you didn't do 3 intros, so we had to make up for all of the intros that you didn't do. So we made 3 because, well,
You can.
who the fuck said you can't have 3 intros? One that's gay, one that's you sliding in, and one that's gay pounding. We were trying to attract 3 different types of audiences. Duh. That is why we did 3 different intros. See, y'all don't think like Bennett Media. You don't know what's good. I'm trying to attract another audience with my slang. Anyways, guys.
We got some topics we want to talk about.
Yeah, but first we have to do one more intro.
All right, let's do it.
Hey, guys.
No.
No, seriously, guys, we do have a very ultra important topic to talk about today.
Very important.
Do you want to hear about it?
I would like to hear it.
Do you?
Yeah.
Because I want to talk about it.
Really, no.
Here's my topic. Why do you always mock me when I do that? Don't do it after me. When I do it, it's cool, and then you just come in like, that's not funny.
It's hilarious.
It's not fucking hilarious. It's hilarious when I do that. It's not hilarious when you're just over there making weird noises. Like, nobody wants to hear you slurp into the mic, dude.
We are
All right,
live.
guys. Today's topic, guys, is about the fact that it is completely okay to hit rock bottom. It's okay to fuck up. It's okay to fail. But the only thing that matters is how you deal with it. When you hit the bottom, do you just lay there? Because if you fall to the bottom of a canyon, it might look like you'll never get out, but I can ensure there's one way that you never get out, and that is by never trying. So are you just going to be the guy that lays there and sleeps and just thinks, well, I'm stuck down here forever? Or are you going to be the guy who's tirelessly trying to get out because you know that's the only chance of you getting out? There's no chance of getting out when you lay down and accept it. There's no chance of you ever buying a house again or renting a house again when you're the homeless guy who sits under the bridge and does absolutely nothing all day. Are you going to be the homeless guy who lays under the bridge or lays on the street corner and asks for 25 cents? Or are you going to be the homeless guy who's at everybody's door asking for a job? Every business owner has seen your face and had you ask him for a job. Everyone who has a house has had you ask them to mow their lawn. Everyone who has money has had you ask them to buy something from you because you're trying whatever you can to figure out a way out of your shitty situation. So all that really matters is who you decide to be when you hit rock bottom. Because if you're the guy who's not going to try, then yeah, you've really hit rock bottom and you're fucked. You're staying there. But if you actually try, there's really no situation that you can't fix, right? There's nothing that you could get yourself into that's so deep that you couldn't possibly fix. Even if you're in $100 million in debt, there's trillions of dollars on this earth, on the planet. You could get more money than $100 million. You could pay off that debt and be rich. So there's really no situation that you could get into, which I do see that a lot with homeless people. And it really bugs me because I kind of wonder, like, why is he just chilling under the bridge? Why is he so okay with just being homeless, with just being poor, with his dog sitting there starving, with his girlfriend sitting there, or his wife not having clothes on her back, having ripped in half jeans, one of her fucking legs is missing? Why is he so
Why
okay
is her leg missing?
with living on a bed he found in the dumpster? Why is he so okay with going through people's garbage cans? Like, why do these people not think about just working their ass off It's because they've hit rock bottom and they just think there's no way out. That's another thing. If you don't think that there's a way out, then there really probably won't be a way out, right? If you hit the bottom of that canyon and you fall down there and you tell yourself there's absolutely 0% chance that I'm ever getting out of this, then you're probably going to be the guy who just goes to bed. But if you're the guy who's like, if I try my best to climb this until the minute that I drop dead, I have a higher chance of getting out of this than I would if I just laid down, right? So you have to decide that you're not going to be the guy who's just laying on the dirty bed, watching his wife slowly die of funginitis on her fucking right knee. I don't know. Giving blowjobs for $10 so that you guys can eat KFC every night. I mean, you have to decide who it is that you want to be. Do you want to be the person at rock bottom forever? Or do you want to be the person who fixes it?
I would rather be the person who faces my problems than just sitting there and doing absolutely nothing. Like, usually what goes through my mind when I'm at a shitty situation is, how am I going to build myself up from this? Than just sitting there and being like, well, I could have done this, but I can't do that anymore. Or I could have done that, I can't do this now. And instead I'm like, why am I just sitting here doing nothing? Like, why don't I just figure out my situation and get out of this hole? Who knows? Maybe there's like at the bottom of that hole. Okay, let's just put this as an example, Jacob. At the bottom of that hole, there's wood, there's scrap. What am I going to do with that scrap and metal? Right? I'm going to build.
That's a good point, because
that's my stuff that I'm going to use to build myself up out of that hole than just sitting there and doing no work, when I'm going to put in the work and build what I have down there. And I'm going to build myself up slowly and slowly, day after day, until I make it out of that hole. And yeah, I'm out of that hole.
That's a good point, because most
and then I have
people,
something going, because
most
I
of the
could
time after you rudely interrupted me.
No, more like you did.
Fine talk. Bitch.
I mean, that's an accomplishment getting out of that hole. I'm finally out of that hole. That I got out of rock bottom, and now I'm at the very top over here. Dude. Fuck. And then once I get, hold on, why Jacob cleans up this mess? Once you get out of that hole of rock bottom, where do you think you go from there? Probably once you get to the top of that hole, there's going to be a mountain. Where do you want to go after? You don't want to just chill out with all these other people who are just doing nothing. You want to climb that mountain. You want to make it to the top and start your goals up there, above everyone.
Yo, we got to dry
Hold
off
on.
the...
Come on,
give me a sleeve.
Dude, once you get out of that hole, where are you going to go, Jacob? Are you going to try to climb that mountain? Or are you going to bust open another water bottle?
I didn't mean to click that fucking button. Sorry, guys. Podcast has gone to shit. Yo, I need a microfiber rag right now, because this shit is going to get in our equipment.
Start sucking on it.
I'm going to have to tell Matt, hey, bro, we're going to have to reinvest in the podcast. The audio interface just took a shit. I don't know what happened to it, man. And then he sees this podcast. He's like, you motherfucker. Anyways.
Here, I'll use this money.
You can re-ask me that question in a second, but...
All right, good. No,
Okay.
got anywhere.
Ask me that question again, because I had 2 points for what you were saying.
Once you get out of that hole, Jacob, what are you going to do once you make it out of that hole? Then hang out with all these other people who are just doing nothing. When there's a mountain right behind all those people that they're just refusing the climbing. And then once you get out of that hole, then you're like, guys,
Right.
I just got out of this hole. What are you guys doing just sitting out here? There's a freaking mountain right behind you.
Right, because the thing is, I want to make 2 points real quick. One is the scraps that you were talking about. Yes, that's a very good point, because usually when you're at rock bottom in life, there's always going to be scraps. There's going to be scrap metal. There's going to be something that you can do, right? You might have to go knock on everyone's door and try to sell them candy bars for 25 cents more than you bought them for. You might have to mow people's lawns for super cheap. You might have to go knock on every fucking business you see and ask for a job and find the one guy who needs a worker. You might have to just try really hard. But there is scraps that you can pull together and make something work, right? But most people won't even touch the scraps because they're just like, well, there's no ladder down here. Although I got a bunch of metal and a bunch of wood and a hammer and nails, and I could put one together myself. They'd rather just leave it alone because it's too hard. Honestly, I mean, being homeless is a little bit more easy than trying to become not homeless and then continuing to stay above water, right? It's a little bit easier to just lay down underneath that bridge and say, well, babe, we lost it all, honey. We're fucked. Our life's done. It's a little bit easier.
Our life's done.
Yeah, and just stay under that bridge.
And then they're like, let's have a baby. That'll fix our lives.
Right, and then...
We'll be motivated to go do something with our lives.
And then, yeah, once you do, if you are the person who pulls together the scraps that you have and uses them, then... Because like I said, anytime that you are at rock bottom, there's some scraps. Maybe you went homeless and now you're living in your mom's basement. Your scraps are the fact that you now have a whole free day because you're probably not homeless with a job. So you have unlimited time. Those are your scraps, is the amount of time that you have. You could start a fucking empire because you have time. You have unlimited time in a day. You have a free roof over your head. You have all this opportunity that you can take advantage of. Those are your scraps, and you need to put them together and start crafting your success. But yes, when you do get out from rock bottom, you're going to be back up to where you're just above water with everybody else. Not water, but you're just out of that hole, right? Everyone else is going to be sitting there. Now, the question is, are you going to realize that if you were able to get out of that hole, there's a good chance that it's going to be a hell of a lot easier to make it up that mountain? It's just like working on a business, You're going to be thinking, you know what? This business is really hard to run, but at least I'm not in that fucking hole anymore. This mountain's hard to climb, but at least I'm not in that hole anymore.
Yeah.
At least I don't feel hopeless anymore. You might be working really hard, but you'll be like, I don't care, man. At least I'm not homeless.
And then once you're at the top of that mountain, you're like, damn, that hole down there, I used to be at the bottom of that thing.
Right.
And it's twice as high as this mountain that I'm on right now.
So if you do hit rock bottom, the other thing is, by the time you get out of that cave that you're in, that little canyon, and you make your way out of it, you've already got scraps built. You've already got momentum. You're already on your way up. You might have, let's just say you took the lawn mowing route or whatever. You were mowing people's lawns for super cheap to get out of that hole, right? To make yourself a little bit of money. Now what? Now that you're out of it, are you just going to go back to a regular job, or are you going to build a lawn mowing empire because you already got something going for yourself?
I'm going to have 1 million lawnmowers by the end of this year.
Right. It's like there's a house outside of that hole that you're stuck in. When you get out of it, you can either go in there and lay down in bed and just be done, just stay mediocre and maybe accidentally fall in that hole one of these days when you walk outside your front door because the hole's still there. You ain't very far from it. Or you can go all the way to that top of that mountain to ensure that you never wind up in that hole again.
Whatever.
Matt, what's up?
You guys need to make sure you didn't take the charger because nobody that has seen it in the shop. And
Did you take the charger to the jump box? Okay. Well, we're on a podcast right now. Anyways, no. I'm going to put this in while you're on the phone. Matt, since you haven't showed up for our viewers in 85 years, what do you have to say to them?
Stay hard, motherfucker.
Stay hard?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay. So we've came to the conclusion that you're gay, though. What do you have to say to that?
You're right.
We're right?
Yep.
Holy shit.
We got to make a new podcast tomorrow.
What?
You too much has worn off on me.
Oh my god. My brother's gay, everybody.
My cousin's gay, bro.
All right, Matt.
New podcast coming out
Later.
tomorrow. Matt's secretly gay.
I'm gonna go get drunk and run 20 miles.
All right, later.
Bye. Stay hard.
We just found some really
All right,
important,
guys.
crazy news.
My brother's gay. It's official. Yeah!
Why are you celebrating? I'm gonna go fuck him in the ass.
I'm celebrating rage. My brother's gay. My brother's gay. That's not good. Is this good?
No. Because
We're fucked.
after that, he's gonna chop his dick off.
He's going to have 2 buttholes. He's going to go to the men's bathroom. He's going to go in the...
He's going to go to the family bathroom.
He's going to start making YouTube videos about being pansexual. Whatever that is.
You're sexually attracted to pans.
No, you're sexually attracted to panda bears. You should identify as a zookeeper. Right?
No.
I know this isn't a hard topic for you because your brother didn't just come out on a podcast about how he's gay and is going to now have 2 buttholes, but...
Sorry.
Don't touch me. You might be gay too. I don't trust nobody anymore. Don't be touching me with them homosexual hands, bruh. All right, guys. My brother's gay. Come on, continue with what you were saying. Are you gay?
Fuck no.
You're not gay, right?
Fuck no.
I really hope not. Because if you are gay, I'm going to have to fire you, kick you off the podcast, delete all the podcasts that we did together, and then kill you. Hey, if you're a gay viewer watching this right now, I just want to let you know that you are gay. Okay, continue on with whatever you were saying.
I think a big problem with people is like when they see a really nice race car, like a Lamborghini, a Corvette. Those aren't race cars, but those are nice cars, okay? Maybe not Lamborghini, but let's say they're expensive, nice cars. People check them out. They're like, man, this is a really nice car.
Why are you hesitating to say Lamborghini is a good car? You have an issue with Lamborghini?
I would rather have a Bugatti.
Okay.
I think a big problem with people is that when they see a really nice car or they see a really nice house when they're driving, they're like, man, that's a really nice house. Let's say they go check it out. They're like, man, this is a really nice house. I can imagine myself living here. But I think when people go home, they don't really think about, how am I going to get that house? Instead, they kind of just sit there and they dream about it. And they're like, man, that was a really nice house. And instead, they don't really think about like
how they're going to get it.
Yeah, how they're going to get it. Instead, they just think about the fact that that exists.
I feel like we went off topic a lot. But hey, guys, I just found out my brother's gay, so give me some slack, all right? We're changing topics here. Yes, people do have a huge issue with like really wanting something and never figuring out how they could get it. Like I see a lot of people, they're like, dude, my dream car is a Toyota Supra, whatever that is. And I'll be like, that's not actually your dream car, bro. What car do you actually want? They're like, well, in a fantasy world, I want a Bugatti. Okay,
Yeah.
but why don't you just do what it takes to get that Bugatti? My dream house is this little white house with a picket fence. Okay, but that's not your real dream house. Your dream house is in a 2-bed, 1.5 bathroom. That's not your real dream house. So why not just think of your real dream house and just analyze what it would take to get there, right?
Yeah. Instead, they don't. They kind of
There's metrics for everything.
They kind of just stop here at this wall where his dreams and everything are going to be on the other side that he's like thought about actually wanting and trying to get to. Instead, they just stop at this wall. And then they're just like, well, I'm okay with this. I'm living a good life, blah, blah, blah. That's a nice house. That's a nice car. But you know what I got? I have a 2-bedroom house with 1 bathroom and no shower.
And the big issue is like somebody else has got this, so it's 100% possible, right?
Yeah.
In our business, I know it's possible to make this a $1 billion business because somebody else has done it, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't take someone else to do it for me to know I can do it, but I know for a fact that I can do it if someone else did it. If somebody else owns that house, who the fuck is to say that you can't get it? There's enough money in the world for you to get it. If someone else owns everything else that you want, why can't you get it? Because you're lazy is the easy answer for that, because that's the actual truth. But why are you just thinking about like how nice that would be? Oh, it must be nice, but you can get it.
Yeah.
Like you're just settling. Why stop? And there's, like I said, there's metrics for everything, right? In our business, we know that there's a percentage of people who are interested in what we have to offer, and we just have to contact this many people, and then this many of them will show up to their meetings, and this many of them will actually sign with us, right? But if we contact 1 billion fucking people, we're bound to get at least 100,000 clients, right? So there's metrics for how you can become successful. You want that $1 million house in a $1 million car, and then you want another $500,000 garage for those cars. Okay, so analyze how you can get that instead of just being like, yeah, some pretty cool houses we looked at today. I took a picture for my Facebook.
Yeah.
Instead, just think about how you could get it.
Yeah.
Right? If you put out 500 podcasts, then you're pretty much guaranteed to have one of them hit and end up with a decent following where you start to get paid through social media. But you're just not willing to put out 500 podcasts, and it doesn't have to be that. If you try 20 different businesses and you try your absolute best with them, which you shouldn't even want to try 20 businesses, if you pick a good business model and you try your hardest and you just do everything in your power to make it successful, you can get that house. You can get that car garage. You can get those cars. You just need to figure out what it is that you need to do, commit to it, and continuously do it until it works and you can get what you want. Or, I mean, some people don't desire that. You know, they just want to look at everyone else's wins, which I don't understand that. Like, how could you look around at the world and just be like, you know what? There's no way I was put on this world to be something more. There's no way. The only thing I was put here to do is work a 9 to 5, go home, drink, you know, the whole 9 yards, jerk off, all those things, and just screw off the rest of my life. There's no way I was put here for more than that. What do you think? You think you were put here to do what the system wants you to do? Or what?
We were here to succeed.
I don't know if we were here to succeed. I think we were here to provide the most value possible to the world. And if you're providing the most value you possibly can to the world, you're going to get rewarded for that, right?
Yeah.
If we're providing the most value that we possibly can to business owners by marketing their business for them and helping them to make more money, we're guaranteed to make money through that because we're providing a valuable service that people are willing to pay for. We're valuable people. So there's no way that if you're valuable, you won't end up being successful. And it just depends on how much you want to expand on that. You know, you could get 100 employees who are also valuable and you just blow up. Or you could just be one valuable person, make good money, and be a little bit better off. But to sit there and think that you were only put on earth to just do all these mediocre things and exactly what the system wants you to do, then I don't know where people get that from. Because do you think that the system wants you to win, or that the system is like set up for you? It's set up for them to win. But people kind of just brush it off. They're like, you know, that was a really badass house. Okay, but you want that house. Why don't you figure out how you can get it? It'll take you maybe 2 months of work to figure out a really good plan. Not even 2 months. You know what? Actually, a kid called us today from our podcast. What was his name? Trevor was his name. He called us today and was like, hey, man, you guys have really helped me out. You made me quit partying, and you helped me to realize that I could do way better with my life. And he was sitting there watching YouTube videos and playing on his Xbox. And I was like, hey, I love that you're like inspired by us, but why are you still sitting there on your Xbox? What are you doing? I hear a remote. He's like, oh yeah, I'm just watching YouTube, you know. And then he was talking about how he wanted to start a podcast and he had $600 to invest in building a podcast, right? Then what the fuck are you doing on YouTube? Go invest in the podcast and start today, right? And it took us about 5 minutes to build out a plan for him. He's going to start doing some vlogging type videos and dirt bike videos and things like that. Instead of him investing in podcast equipment, now he's going to go buy a new muffler for his dirt bike because that's all he needs in order to be able to ride it. He's going to vlog that. That'll be his first video, and then he's going to continue on with posting videos, right? That took us 5 minutes to come up with that plan. He got off his Xbox, and he went to go do it.
And he's like, all right, I got to go. I'm going to go do this right now.
Right.
And
And then we hung up. That didn't take 2 months, right? It didn't take forever to figure out what to do. Now the only question is, will he stay consistent? Will he consistently do it no matter what? Will he put out 500 videos before he expects a return? Because if he won't, maybe he won't be successful. Maybe not 500, but at least 30, 40, 50 before he really starts to see results that he can be proud of in any form. But most people aren't willing to do that. Most people know that it comes with all that hardship, and they're just like, I'm not willing to do that. Straight up. But then you then you go look at these houses and waste all your time looking at these houses. Why not build a plan for yourself on how you're going to do it?
Yeah.
Instead of talking about how cool Lamborghinis are and talking with your buddies. It is one of the gayest things ever to listen to broke people talk about how cool something is. Like something that's expensive. I'm just like, you're so fucking stupid, dude. It's like truck meets. Truck meets are the gayest fucking thing on earth. Why are you sitting there? I know this is a touchy subject for you.
Just go.
Why? It's like truck meets. Truck meets are like the gayest thing on earth. Why are you sitting there looking at a bunch of other dudes' trucks? Right? Especially if you're not the guy in the nice truck, and all the guys in the nice trucks, they're all fucking financed and they're broke as hell. The only thing they have in this world is a truck. Why are you at a truck meet? Go be actually successful. Go actually do something worth doing. Don't put your every last dime into a fucking metal object that depreciates every single time you drive it, every time you put it in gear and put a mile on it. Are you fucking gay? Just do something better than a truck meet. Do something better than sit there and talk about how Lamborghinis are cool. You don't have the fucking money for one anyways. Why don't you talk about business ideas? Why don't you not talk about how you want to get fucked up tonight? Why don't you talk about what you're going to do to make sure that your life is better than it is right now? Most people honestly just talk about the wrong things. If you're sitting there talking about trucks or talking about how cool a car is or how cool a house was or how cool all this gay shit, not gay shit, cool stuff, right? Fun topics. But why don't you talk about how you're going to get them instead of how cool this other dude's truck looked and riding his dick? Why not figure out how you can take over, right? Build your own empire instead of just sitting there glorifying someone else's. Yeah, Lamborghini built a pretty cool car. You know a man made that? You know a man made that and got rich as fuck doing it? Why don't you think about how much money Lamborghini makes and how much value that they're providing to people who have money to drive them because people love them? Why don't you break down how you could start your own version of Lamborghini? It doesn't have to be cars. You can be the Lamborghini of mowing lawns. You can be the Lamborghini of washing windows. Doesn't matter. But figure out your own value instead of sitting there yapping about somebody else's. What was that kid's name? Justin? Trevor?
Justin.
But like
Just
I said,
in time.
But like I said, you know, the story about the Trevor kid, it really comes down to how bad you want it and whether or not you're willing to start now. Because truth be told, if you're not going to start now, you're probably not going to start, right? If he would have just sat there watching those YouTube videos for the day, he probably wouldn't start tomorrow either, or the next day. You have to just start and ride the roller coaster until it goes up. And you can do everything in your power to make it go up. But if you get off it, you're not going to be on it when it goes up. So you need to be there for it, and you got to stay on that grind, and you have to make sure that you are putting in the work every single day. If that roller coaster's engine blew up, how hard are you trying to recruit people to help push it up because you want to ride it down really bad? How hard are you trying to get it up that hill? Right? Instead of just sitting there in it. Hopefully someone fixes the engine someday. Would be kind of cool to go up this. That's a nice house. That's a nice Lamborghini. Roller coaster move. Success isn't just going to magically fall on your fucking head. You have to go out and get it. You can't just sit there and expect it to come to you. You can't just sit there jerking off all day and be like, success is going to fall from the sky for me. You can't manifest success. Sorry. Doesn't happen. You can sit there and look in the mirror every single day, all day, and be like, success will come my way.
Like people waiting for a job opportunity. They're like, yo, this shop is about to open up down the store and I'm going to go work there because I hear they pay really good.
Right, but you can't wait. You can't wait.
Why would you wait this whole 8 months of waiting for this job when you could be working over here?
Right, even if you made an extra $10 an hour at that job, you just wasted 8 months waiting for it. All that time you didn't make money, it will take you years of working at that better paying job to make up for all the money that you lost sitting there waiting. You can't wait. You have no time to waste. Get to work. There's literally no reason for you to be waiting. Whatever it is that you want to do that you know will help you in life, just start it and do it and don't quit. Don't be a pussy and watch how magically successful you become. It'll be like clockwork. You try, you don't quit, you become successful. There's no other way about it. Anyways, guys, I feel like we kind of went off topic with this podcast, but either way, I hope that you guys got value from it. We're actually going to wrap it up and do another 2 podcasts tonight because guess what? We are going on a road trip.
Let's go.
Potential Reds.
We're going to Miami.
No, we're not. We're going to good old North Dakota. Yeah, guys, we're going to be in North Dakota for a few days. We might start a Chevrolet podcast where every time we're driving, we just do a podcast, guys. So let us know what you think of that. We'll basically just hook up a little bit of gear in the truck and talk as we drive. No, it won't be dangerous because quite literally,
we have a Tesla.
I'm the best driver ever.
No, we have a Tesla, bro.
No, we don't. We have me. Nerd.
Tesla.
Anyways, guys, yeah, we are going to wrap this up. We're going to do like 3 or 4 more podcasts. By the way, guys, it's like 9:30 at night right now. We're going to probably be here till like 12, 1 o'clock in the morning doing podcasts because we are preparing for the days that we're about to take off, guys. And if you're just sitting there fucking off, maybe you should think about preparing to start working or starting working. Maybe you should put in those extra hours as well. Maybe you should do something. We've already been posting podcasts pretty consistently, but we're going to do the extra work to make sure we keep up the consistency. What are you going to do today to keep up your consistency? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
So, guys, I hope you got some value from this. Drop a comment and a like, and maybe click like, subscribe. What do we need them to do to blow the channel up?
We need you guys to subscribe.
Subscribe. That's what it is. Yeah, guys. Click the subscribe button because if you don't, you might not see us again, and that would suck. Seriously, guys, it's just a fucking button. Click it. Fuck. Shouldn't have to ask you to do these things. Just click the button. It's that easy. I mean, literally, I'm just asking you to click a button. So don't be a dickhead. Click the button. And hopefully you guys got value from this. If you didn't, if you were offended by the fact that my brother came out as gay and I did not appreciate that, then, well, I hate you. Have a good night.